welcome to Tri Technologies. Tri Technologies is a software consulting company which will help you to learn the new technologies, and as well as we have projects. We'll deal with the projects, and some consulting services will also provide to the software companies. ఈ ఛానల్ బేసిక్గా యూట్యూబ్ ఛానల్ వచ్చేసి దీంట్లో all latest technology videos we have started posting, machine learnings, AI technology, and Google Cloud, AWS Cloud, and some other cloud computing, Azure కూడా మేము తొందరలో ప్లాన్ చేస్తున్నాం. ఇవి కాకుండా మొబైల్ టెక్నాలజీస్ మీద కూడా టెక్ టాక్స్ ఉన్నాయి. Please do subscribe our channel and hit on a bell icon so that you can get notifications as soon as we release new videos. So first, this channel, particular channel, particular session is for AWS. So AWS lo kuda manam cloud ela start ayindi, and aa tarvata AWS ela cloud avasaralu enti, and AWS enti, AWS ela evolve ayindi over the years till now. Ippadi varaku ela AWS evolve ayindi, and how to create a free account in AWS, and how we can secured our account. Up to this మనం ఈ వీడియోలో చూడబోతున్నాం. So first, coming to that, what is cloud? Why people are talking so much about cloud? అసలు ఏంటిది? దీనివల్ల మేజర్ అడ్వాంటేజ్ ఉంది. ఫస్ట్ థింగ్, క్లౌడ్ ఏంటి అనే దానికంటే ముందు, క్లౌడ్ లేనప్పుడు నార్మల్ స్టాండ్ అలోన్ సిస్టంలో ఒకటి ఏదైనా చిన్న కంపెనీ, ఏదో స్టార్టప్ కంపెనీస్, ఏదైనా ఒక కంపెనీ, ఆర్ ఎల్స్ ఎనీ రన్నింగ్ బ్యాంకింగ్ సర్వీస్ ఆర్ ఎనీ కంపెనీ లో నార్మల్గా ఒక సర్వీస్ని, ఒక ప్రాజెక్ట్ని మనం వాళ్ళు కనుక బిల్డ్ చేయాలి అంటే కొన్ని సర్వర్స్ కావాల్సి ఉంటాయి, ఒక కొత్త సర్వర్స్ రావాలి. ఆ సర్వర్స్ లైఫ్ సైకిల్ కూడా ఎట్లుంటుంది అనమాట. ఫస్ట్ డెవలప్మెంట్కి సర్వర్స్ బిల్డ్ చేయడం ఉంటుంది, ఆ తర్వాత టెస్ట్ ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ కోసం సర్వర్స్ బిల్డ్ చేయడం ఉంటుంది, దాని తర్వాత ప్రొడక్షన్లో దాన్ని యాక్చువల్లీ డిప్లాయ్మెంట్ చేస్తారు. సో వీటన్నిటికీ సర్వర్స్ ప్రొక్యూర్ చేయడం అనేది జరుగుతుండాలి. సో యాజ్ సూన్ యాజ్ ఒక కొత్త ప్రాజెక్ట్, కొత్త సర్వీస్ ఏదైనా స్టార్ట్ చేద్దాం మన కంపెనీలో అనుకోగానే వాళ్ళకి ఇమ్మీడియట్గా ఈరోజు అనుకున్నారు రేపటి వరకు సర్వర్ రావడం అనేది ఉండదు. సర్వర్ బిల్డ్ చేయడానికి ఫస్ట్ తీసుకోవాల్సిన స్టెప్స్లో ఆ ప్లాన్ని ఫైనాన్స్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్ అప్రూవ్ చేయగానే ప్రొక్యూర్మెంట్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్కి వెళ్తుంది ఆ ప్రాజెక్ట్ ప్లాన్. ఆ ప్రొక్యూర్మెంట్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్ వాళ్ళ కెపాసిటీ బట్టి, వీళ్ళ రిక్వైర్మెంట్ని చూసి వాళ్ళు అప్పుడు సర్వర్ని ప్రొక్యూర్ చేస్తారు మార్కెట్ నుంచి. ఆ వచ్చే సర్వర్ ఆర్డర్ ప్లేస్ చేసి ఆ ఆర్డర్ వీళ్ళకి డెలివరీ అయ్యేసరికి ఇట్స్ టేక్ 3 to 6 months టైం పడుతుంది ఒక నార్మల్ సర్వర్ కావాలంటే. అలా ప్రాజెక్ట్లో డిఫరెంట్ ఫేజెస్లో డిఫరెంట్గా సర్వర్స్ కావాలనుకున్నారు. అట్ ద ఎండ్ ఆఫ్ ద డే వాళ్ళకి ప్రాజెక్ట్ సరిగ్గా నచ్చలేదు, షట్ డౌన్ చేద్దామంటే ఇట్స్ నాట్ హ్యాపెన్ లైక్ దాట్. ఈ సర్వర్స్ కొన్నప్పుడల్లా దే లాక్ ఫర్ 2 to 3 years బాండ్స్. సర్వర్ తీసుకున్నారంటే దానికి ఉంటే లైసెన్స్, దానికి తీసుకోవాల్సిన హార్డ్వేర్స్, వీటన్నిటి లైసెన్సింగ్స్ తోటి, కాంట్రాక్ట్స్ తోటి వాళ్ళకు 3 years 4 years ఆ లైసెన్స్ మెయింటైన్ చేయాల్సి వస్తుంది. దట్ విల్ క్రియేట్ అ అన్నెసెసరీ ప్రాబ్లం. అలా సర్వర్ బిల్డ్ చేసి ఇవన్నీ చేసుకునే లోపల ఇట్స్ టేక్ లాట్ ఆఫ్ టైం టేకింగ్ ప్రాసెస్. ఇది ఫస్ట్ రీజన్. సెకండ్ రీజన్ ఏంటంటే, ఒక సర్వర్ని మనం బిల్డ్ చేయడానికి, ఏదైనా స్టార్టప్ కోసం ఏదైనా ఒక సర్వర్ బిల్డ్ చేయాలి అంటే, ఇట్స్ నాట్ జస్ట్ మనం ఫిజికల్ సర్వర్ కొనుక్కొచ్చాం, హార్డ్వేర్ ఇస్ దేర్, మదర్ బోర్డ్ ఇస్ దేర్, అండ్ వీ కెన్ కనెక్ట్ దట్ సర్వర్. ఇట్స్ నాట్ హ్యాపెన్ లైక్ దట్. దే నీడ్ అ ఫైర్ వాల్స్, దే నీడ్ అ స్విచ్, దే నీడ్ అ రౌటర్స్, దే నీడ్ అ పవర్ సప్లై, దే నీడ్ ఇన్ఫ్రాస్ట్రక్చర్ టు ప్లేస్ ఆల్ దిస్ స్టఫ్ ఇన్ ఎ సింగిల్ ప్లేస్. ఇవన్నీ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్స్ ఇవన్నీ చూసిన తర్వాత the best way is to go with the cloud runtime we can create a server, and we need not to bother about firewalls ఎంత బడ్జెట్ తీసుకోవాలి, లోడ్ బ్యాలెన్స్ ఎలక్షన్ టైం, పవర్ అవుటేజెస్, ఈ ఇన్ఫ్రాస్ట్రక్చర్ బిల్డింగ్, ఈ అంతా అవసరం ఉండదు మనకి. దే కెన్ సింప్లీ గో అండ్ with a one click they can create a server with Amazon or Google or Azure, anything. So why Amazon have so many services, చాలా సర్వీసెస్ ఇంక్లూడ్ చేస్తున్నారు దాంట్లో. AI సర్వీసెస్ ఉన్నాయి, మిషన్ లెర్నింగ్ సర్వీసెస్ ఉన్నాయి, ఎనాలిటిక్స్ సర్వీసెస్ ఉన్నాయి. అపార్ట్ ఫ్రమ్ దాట్ నార్మల్ సర్వర్స్ బిల్డ్ చేసుకోవడానికి ఛాన్సెస్ ఉన్నాయి, అండ్ వేరియస్ గేట్వేస్ ఉన్నాయి. API గేట్వేస్ కూడా చాలా ఎక్కువ గేట్వేస్ ఇస్తుంటారు. సో ఇట్ ఈస్ మోర్ రిలయబుల్. సో when exactly the AWS started అనే విషయానికి వస్తే 2003లో క్రిస్ పాకర్ అండ్ బెంజమిన్ బ్లాక్ అనే ఇద్దరు ఫస్ట్ Amazon.com కోసం వాళ్ళ ఫ్యూచర్ సర్వీసెస్ ఎట్లా ఉండబోతాయి అనే దాని మీద ఒక పేపర్ తయారు చేస్తారు అనమాట. ఆ పేపర్ ఈజ్ నథింగ్ బట్ ప్రాజెక్ట్ ఎండ్ టు ఎండ్ ఎలా వర్క్ చేస్తుంది, దాని డ్రాబ్యాక్స్ ఏముంటాయి, దాంట్లో ఏమేమి ఛాలెంజెస్ ఇన్వాల్వ్ అయినాయి, దాన్ని ఎట్లా మూవ్ ఫర్దర్గా తీసుకెళ్తాం, వాట్ ఈస్ ద అవుట్కమ్, వీటన్నిటిని ఒక డీటెయిల్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్గా రాస్తారనమాట పేపర్లో. ఆ పేపర్ సబ్మిట్ చేశారు. ఆ పేపర్లో ఫర్దర్గా మేనేజ్మెంట్కి నచ్చి దాని ముందు ఫర్దర్ ప్రొసీడింగ్ తీసుకెళ్ళిన తర్వాత 2004లో ఫస్ట్ టైం వాళ్ళు SQS సింపుల్ క్యూయింగ్ సర్వీస్ అనే ఒక దాంతో స్టార్ట్ చేశారు. సింపుల్ క్యూయింగ్ సర్వీస్ అంటే ఏదైనా ఒక రిక్వెస్ట్ వచ్చినప్పుడు సర్వర్ ఇవన్నీ బిల్డ్ చేసి దాంట్లో ఏదో ఒక సాఫ్ట్వేర్ ఇన్స్టాల్ చేసి దాంట్లో క్యూ సిస్టమ్ ఉండి అప్లికేషన్ ఆ క్యూస్లో మెసేజ్ పెట్టడము, అందులోంచి తీసుకోవడం, ఇదంతా కాకుండా డైరెక్ట్గా AWS ప్లగిన్ ఉంటుంది. ఆ ప్లగిన్ నుంచి ఒక క్యూ సర్వీస్ డైరెక్ట్గా వచ్చేస్తుంది వాళ్ళకి. ఆ క్యూ సర్వీస్ని యూజ్ చేసుకొని అప్లికేషన్స్ కనెక్ట్ అయ్యి దే కెన్ పుట్ దేర్ మెసేజెస్ ఇన్ దేర్ అండ్ దే కెన్ టేక్ ద మెసేజెస్ ఫ్రమ్ దేర్. ఈ కాన్సెప్ట్ని 2004లో ఫస్ట్ టైం AWS తీసుకొచ్చింది సర్వర్లెస్గా. దాని తర్వాత AWS అఫీషియల్ రిలీజ్ అయింది 2006లో. 2006లో వీళ్ళు రిలీజ్ అయ్యానే దే డైరెక్ట్లీ డోంట్ గో ఇంటూ కంపెనీస్ అండ్ ఆస్క్ టు టేక్ దిస్. వాళ్ళు దీన్ని ఇనీషియల్గా డెవలపర్స్కి యూజర్ ఫ్రెండ్లీగా చేసి డెవలపర్స్కి ఎక్కువ ఇంట్రడ్యూస్ చేశారు. So developers started using this AWS in 2006 and building their servers in the AWS environment. 2007 వరకు 180,000 మంది డెవలపర్స్ AWSని వాడటం మొదలుపెట్టారు. దాని తర్వాత 2010లో ఫస్ట్ టైం అమెజాన్ సర్వీసెస్ కంప్లీట్గా AWSకి మూవ్ అయిపోయాయి. అమెజాన్ సర్వీసెస్ ఇస్ నథింగ్ బట్ Amazon.com. అమెజాన్ మొత్తం AWS ఇన్ఫ్రాస్ట్రక్చర్లో వాళ్ళ సర్వీసెస్ని రన్ చేయడం స్టార్ట్ చేసింది. అండ్ 2012లో ఫస్ట్ టైం ఒక రీఇన్వెంట్ అనే ప్రోగ్రామ్ స్టార్ట్ చేశారు. వాళ్ళు రీఇన్వెంట్స్ ఏంటంటే మేజర్ రిలీజెస్ ఇప్పటికీ 2012 నుంచి ఇప్పటి వరకు 8 సక్సెస్ఫుల్ రీఇన్వెంట్స్ వాళ్ళు స్టార్ట్ చేశారు. ప్రతి రీఇన్వెంట్లో AWS కొత్త సర్వీసెస్ ఏమొచ్చాయి, కొత్త ఫీచర్స్ ఏంటి, ఇవన్నీ ఇంట్రడ్యూస్ చేస్తుంటారు అనమాట. అండ్ 2013లో ఫస్ట్ టైం వాళ్ళు AWS సొల్యూషన్ ఆర్కిటెక్ట్ సర్టిఫికేషన్ స్టార్ట్ చేశారు. కరెంట్లీ దెర్ ఈస్ 10 డిఫరెంట్ టైప్ ఆఫ్ సర్టిఫికేషన్స్ ఇన్ AWS. సొల్యూషన్ ఆర్కిటెక్ట్, అసోసియేట్ ఆర్కిటెక్ట్, డెవాప్స్ స్పెషలిస్ట్, ఇలాంటి డిఫరెంట్ 10 టైప్స్ ఉన్నాయన్నమాట. ఆ తర్వాత 2015లో వాళ్ళు AWS ప్రాఫిట్ మార్జిన్స్ అవి ఎంత వచ్చినాయి, వాళ్ళ టర్న్ ఓవర్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ మార్కెట్లో పెట్టారు. దట్స్ ఫస్ట్ టైం $6 billion వాళ్ళు టర్న్ ఓవర్గా చూపించారు. ఇన్ 2016 అంటే వితిన్ 1 yearలో 90% గ్రోత్ వచ్చి $13 billion గ్రోత్ ఉందన్నమాట AWS వాళ్ళు. 2017లో AI సర్వీసెస్ ఇంట్రడ్యూస్ చేశారు వాళ్ళు, ఆర్టిఫిషియల్ ఇంటెలిజెన్స్. 2019లో వాళ్ళు ఆర్టిఫిషియల్ ఇంటెలిజెన్స్ మీద కూడా సర్టిఫికేషన్ ఇంట్రడ్యూస్ చేశారు. సో దట్ ఈస్ అ బ్రీఫ్ ఇంట్రడక్షన్ ఆఫ్ AWS. సో ముందు మనం అనుకున్నట్టు జస్ట్ వి సా ద AWS ఓవర్వ్యూ, కన్సోల్ అండ్ రీజన్స్ ఏంటనేది మనం ఫర్దర్గా నెక్స్ట్ లెక్చర్స్ పోయినప్పుడు చూద్దాం. ఈ ఫోటోలో కనిపిస్తుంది ఏంటంటే సింపుల్ డేటా సెంటర్. ఇట్లాంటి డేటా సెంటర్స్లో ఏ కంపెనీ వాళ్ళు సొంతంగా వాళ్ళ డేటా సెంటర్ స్టార్ట్ చేయడం మొదలు పెడితే ఒక సింగిల్ లొకేషన్లో స్టార్ట్ చేస్తారు, లేదంటే డిఫరెంట్ రీజన్స్లో స్టార్ట్ చేసే ఛాన్స్ ఉంది. మేబీ 2-3 వెళ్తారు. బాగా పెద్ద కంపెనీస్ అయితే మేబీ తెలుగు విత్ 5-6 డేటా సెంటర్స్. అండ్ డేటా సెంటర్ మేనేజ్ చేయడం చాలా ఖర్చుతో కూడుకుంది. ఇట్స్ ఎక్స్పెన్సివ్ స్టఫ్. So a lot of electricity, machineries and a lot of other things will involved in that. This is the outer look of a data center, and inside actually it looks like this. So ఈ data center build చేయడం, దాన్ని మెయింటైన్ చేయడం కంపెనీస్ ఏవి చేయకుండా AWS చేయడం స్టార్ట్ చేస్తుంటుంది. అంటే AWSలో ప్రతి ఒక్కటి అవైలబిలిటీ జోన్ అని ఉంటుంది. అవైలబిలిటీ జోన్ ఈజ్ నథింగ్ బట్ అ డేటా సెంటర్. సో ఇట్లాంటి దాన్ని అవైలబిలిటీ జోన్స్ని వాళ్ళు ప్రతి ఒక్క కాంటినెంట్లోనైతే కంపల్సరీ ఉన్నాయి. ఆల్మోస్ట్ నాట్ ఈవెన్ ఇన్ ఎవ్రీ కంట్రీ, బట్ దే హ్యావ్ 70 3 availability zones in 23 different regions. రీజన్స్ అంటే ఏంటంటే అవైలబిలిటీ జోన్ ఈజ్ నథింగ్ బట్ లైక్ ఎ డేటా సెంటర్. ఇలాంటి 2-3 డేటా సెంటర్స్ ఒక్కొక్క రీజన్లో ఉంటాయి. ఇప్పుడు ఇక్కడ కాలిఫోర్నియా రీజన్లో దే మైట్ హ్యావ్ 3-4 డేటా సెంటర్స్. ఆ ఏరియా ఒకటే ఏరియాలో ఉన్న 4 డేటా సెంటర్స్ని కలిపి ఒక రీజన్గా పెట్టారు అనమాట. అదే నెక్స్ట్ న్యూయార్క్లో అట్లనే ఉన్నాయి, బాంబేలో ఉన్నాయి, నెక్స్ట్ ఇక్కడ అండ్ దే హ్యావ్ సౌదీ అరేబియాలో కూడా డేటా సెంటర్స్ ఉన్నాయి, చైనాలో ఉన్నాయి, షాంఘాయ్, బీజింగ్ అనుకుంటాం, జపాన్లో అలా డేటా సెంటర్స్ ఉన్నాయి, ఆస్ట్రేలియా దే హ్యావ్ డేటా సెంటర్స్. లైక్ దిస్ దే హ్యావ్ 23 regions, 73 availability zones in 23 different regions. ఈ బ్లూ కలర్ అన్నీ ఆల్రెడీ ఎగ్జిస్టింగ్ రీజన్స్, రెడ్ కలర్ అప్కమింగ్ రీజన్స్ అనమాట ఇవన్నీ. సో ఇలా 23 రీజన్స్లో 73 అవైలబిలిటీ జోన్స్ తోటి వీ హ్యావ్ AWS ఇన్స్టాల్ దేర్. సో ఈ మెయింటెనెన్స్ ఇదంతా కంప్లీట్గా AWS చూసుకుంటుంది, నెట్వర్క్ కనెక్టివిటీ అని. సో ఇది కాకుండా AWSలో ఇంకోటి ఏంటంటే ఎడ్జ్ లొకేషన్ ఉంటుంది. అంటే బేసిక్గా ఎడ్జ్ లొకేషన్ ఏంటంటే ఇప్పుడు ఒక సర్వీస్ని మనము న్యూయార్క్లో ఉన్న ఒక డేటా సెంటర్లో డిప్లాయ్ చేశారు ఫిజికల్గా, బట్ దాన్ని సింగపూర్లో ఉన్న ఒక పర్సన్ దాన్ని యాక్సెస్ చేయడానికి ట్రై చేస్తున్నాడు అనుకోండి స్టాటిక్ డేటాతోటి. సో ఎవ్రీ టైం సింగపూర్ నుంచి న్యూయార్క్కి కనెక్షన్ వెళ్ళి సింగపూర్ నుంచి న్యూయార్క్ నుంచి మళ్ళీ సింగపూర్కి రెస్పాన్స్ రాదు. అట్లా చేస్తే ఇట్స్ టేక్ అ లాట్ ఆఫ్ టైం. సో అందుకే ఫస్ట్ టైం ఆయన ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ యాక్సెస్ చేసినప్పుడు అది ఎడ్జ్ క్యాషీలో డౌన్లోడ్ అయ్యి ఎడ్జ్ క్యాషీ నుంచి ఎడ్జ్ లొకేషన్కి డౌన్లోడ్ అవుతుంది. నెక్స్ట్ టైం సింగపూర్లో వేరే ఎవరైనా సరే ఈ సేమ్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ కోసం ఫెచ్ చేసినప్పుడు ఇట్ వోంట్ గో టు ద న్యూయార్క్ అండ్ గెట్ దిట్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్. అండ్ ఇట్స్ అబౌట్ స్టాటిక్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్, స్టాటిక్ ఫైల్స్ ఎడ్జ్ లొకేషన్ నుంచి డైరెక్ట్గా డిస్ప్లే చేస్తుంది. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ సింగపూర్లో కాకుండా ఇండియా నుంచి ఒక పర్సన్ ఎవరన్నా ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ కోసం ట్రై చేస్తుంటే ఇండియాలో ఉన్న ఎడ్జ్ లొకేషన్లో వీ మే నాట్ హ్యావ్ దట్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్, బట్ ఎడ్జ్ క్యాషీ నుంచి ఎడ్జ్ లొకేషన్కి ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ డౌన్లోడ్ అయ్యి అక్కడి నుంచి ఆ యూజర్కి ఆ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ పాస్ అవుతుంది. సో దాట్స్ వే లేటెన్సీ అనేది చాలా తగ్గుతుంది. ఇట్స్ ద సేమ్ విల్ హ్యాపెన్ ఆల్ అరౌండ్ ద వరల్డ్. సమ్వన్ ఈజ్ యాక్సెసింగ్ ఇట్ ఫ్రమ్ చైనా, maybe it's have a different edge location there. చైనా నుంచి ఎడ్జ్ లొకేషన్, చైనాలో ఉన్న నియరెస్ట్ ఎడ్జ్ క్యాషీకి ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ డౌన్లోడ్ అయ్యి న్యూయార్క్ నుంచి అక్కడి నుంచి ఎడ్జ్ లొకేషన్కి ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ పాస్ అయ్యి అక్కడి నుంచి యూజర్కి పాస్ అవుతుంది అనమాట. సో దిస్ ఇస్ హౌ ఇట్స్ నెస్టెడ్. ప్రతిసారి ఒకటే డేటా కోసము చాలా నెట్వర్క్ యూజ్ చేయకుండా వెళ్ళి ఎడ్జ్ లొకేషన్స్, ఎడ్జ్ క్యాషీస్ యూజ్ చేస్తారు. దే హ్యావ్ అరౌండ్ 170 ఎడ్జ్ లొకేషన్ ఆల్ ఓవర్ ద వరల్డ్. సో ఈ బిజినెస్ లేటెన్సీ కూడా చాలా తక్కువగా ఉంటుంది ఎడ్జ్ లొకేషన్స్ని వాడినప్పుడు. సో నెక్స్ట్ నౌ యూ హ్యావ్ వాట్ ఈస్ రీజన్ అండ్ వాట్ ఈస్ ఎడ్జ్ లొకేషన్. సో లెట్స్ గో టు ద హౌ వీ కెన్ రిజిస్టర్ అవర్ AWS account. So the URL for AWS console is https://aws.amazon.com/console, or you can type just AWS console in Google. మీకు URL కనిపించేస్తుంది. So this is first look, ఇది ఇలా కనిపిస్తుంది. Then we can go and create a free account. ఆల్రెడీ యూజర్స్కి కింద సైన్ ఇన్ ఆప్షన్ ఉంటుంది. సో ఫస్ట్ టైం యూజర్కి we have this అనమాట. No, I need to create a new account. సారీ, నేను ఇంతకుముందు ఒక టెస్ట్ కోసం ఒక లొకేషన్ క్రియేట్ చేసిన, అది క్లోజ్ చేసినాక సైన్ అవుట్ కానట్టండి. నాట్ అ ప్రాబ్లం. కొంచెం create a free tier account. Create a free tier account for 12 months free trial. So దీంట్లో మీకు ప్రొవైడ్ చేయాల్సింది మీ ఈమెయిల్ అడ్రస్ అండ్ దెన్ password should be more than 8 characters, which includes the capitals and a number. AWS account name, I can give like three technologies. And then hit continue. Professional or personal, go with the personal account. Professional accounts is only for the companies. And phone number, mention your phone number here, whatever it counts like. Change your country to India. India, launch, choose India, whatever the region or country you are there. So what it's saying is, if the selected is India, your country or the region, selection cannot be changed after creating the account. That's fine, because so that's give the genuine region and give the address. And country is city, pin code number, state, postal code. I read and accept the terms and conditions. If you have a time, click on this and go through the all the policies while creating the account. So you need to provide your credit card information. Here I'm going to pause the video, but to pass your credit card information, once you press this one, they'll deduct your 2 rupees from your credit card. Don't worry, that would be refunded. AWS ఎవరికి కూడా అన్నెసెసరీగా ఎలాంటి క్రెడిట్ కార్డ్ నుంచి మీ డబ్బులు కట్ చేయదు. సో యూ కెన్ ఫీల్ ఫ్రీ టు ప్రొసీడ్ విత్ యువర్ గివింగ్ యువర్ కార్డ్ డీటెయిల్స్. సో వన్స్ మీరు కార్డ్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ఎంటర్ చేసిన తర్వాత ఓటీపీ వస్తుంది టు డిడక్ట్ 2 rupees from your account. Don't worry, you can give those details and 2 rupees will get deducted. And after that, information, phone number information enter చేసిన తర్వాత either text కలో కానీ లేకపోతే by call, you can choose the option here. I'll choose the text. I'll give my phone number and I'll enter this security code here and send SMS. So I got the verification code and just try to enter that verification code. And identification has been verified successfully. Support pack. Which kind of support pack? You can choose a basic plan. And this is for 12 months basic plan. And then we have a developers plan, which is for $29 per month, and a business plan $100 per month. For now, use this basic plan and register with that. And it's asking you about your role. You can select, you can give this feedback, personalized experience feedback. So I'm an IT administrator. I'm interested in whatever the area. For now, I'm leaving this as it is, and I'm going to log into the console. As a root user, you can log in here, give your email address and then the password. So the first time, this is how it looks like, the AWS console. There is no services. As soon as you have started using the services, you could see the some of the services shortcuts being listed here. And you can see that the region, this is your initial the account which you have created. And you can, if you want, you can dive into my account information and my service quotas. If you can click on that, if on a free trial, you can check how many EC2 instance you create. So 42 virtual private clouds. You can have a total of 32. You can create that, elastic block store. So how much of Amazon elastic black block store you can use? It's a 20 into 20 counts and 20 servers. After that you can create, and you can create 9 dynamo dbs. You can create, it's not tables, it's databases. You can create that. And Amazon relational databases also you can create RDS up to 19 AWS lambdas. You can create up to 15 lambda servers you can create there. So this is how your limits, this is how you can check that your limits, and this is a free tier limits as of now you are seeing. And in the bottom you can also see how many of them you have already used, status and all this stuff. As of now nothing has been used, so it's showing zeros and no information. And yeah, so this is this is where the regions which we talked about. So these are all the different regions is available in AWS. Currently we are in Ohio default region, but I'd like to change that. In Asia Pacific we have a Mumbai, and in Asia Pacific Singapore we have, and Sydney, Tokyo, everywhere we have the data centers. The reason why I am choosing this Northern Virginia, because this is the place where all the new releases will be posted, and this is the place where this is the first data center which Amazon Web Services has built. So I'll change this my region to Northern Virginia, and let's go to our Amazon homepage. You can directly click on this link, which will take you to the home, the basic homepage in the starting. So let's check out the services. What are all the services we have? We have several services, but in this course we are not going to touch each of these services, but few services which is important, which we are going to cover. I'll also cover the other sessions as well. So this is a compute instance service. This is compute instance is nothing but a servers which we are going to build. So EC2 instance is the one which where we can create our own server on a runtime. It's just on a click you can create your EC2 instance. And Lambda services we have, patches we have, elastic and AWS outposts we have, EC2 images we have, and all these services we are covering on a compute instances. What is EC2 image means? If anyone creating a similar kind of server, for example, we have we need to, for one project we need to create 4 servers. 4 have a similar configuration, similar softwares to be installed, and similar configurations to be made. Everything would be the same. The 4 should be identical servers, only the name would be different, and it's on the same cluster. In that case, what we'll do is we'll create one server as per our requirement. We'll install all the servers. We'll completely build that server as a template, and we'll take the image of it. And image of it is nothing but just we are making take that as a template, and we'll create an image with that. With that image, we are going to create a new servers. So all the 4 servers will be identical. And the second case, how we use the image means we see that there are sometimes, like we have Amazon is offering some big billion day sales, and Flipkart is offering some big billion day sales. In that time, there would be our load would be very high than a normal day, so they need a more number of servers to fulfill those loads. At that time, they'll use elastic load balance. Load balance is nothing but, like, if at all one server is currently running with the existing existing requirement, and suddenly they declare some big billion day sale. Usually on that server capacity, it can take 10 requests. As soon as the 8 requests fulfill and the 9th request is coming and hit, by the time it will create a new server. And the second server is also reached to that 8 threshold. 8 requests has been reached. It's serving that 8 requests. and the ninth request is about to come, then third server would get generated. It will multiply in that way, and you can give that number of highest number of threshold also. I need a servers to be built only up to the 10. After that 10th one is also feeling that 8th request, I'm not going to create 11th one. So that's how you can manage that in the load balancer, and in that cases the images would be helpful. And the second one is storage. S3 is a simple storage system. Is S3 in short we'll call, where we can put all our static videos and photos or everything. So one of the basic servers using the F3 is built versus box. Currently IBM is taking care of that box, but initially the box or Google Drive, such kind of things, the box is created, it was using the S3 to store their data, and there is a different type of storing the data, and charges will also be applicable in that different kind of storages. For free tiers, for some extent we can store our data for free. And apart from that we have a EFS, FSX, S3 glister, F3 glister is there, and storage gateways, AWS. I mean storage gateways, where we use the storage gateways means we have created one server and we want some data to be stored not into that local server. We want the data to be stored in some S3 storage area. It could be a static data, it could be a logs, or it could be some other static files which can be extracted and use it in the server EC2 instance. So that data, the connection between that EC2 instance is nothing but the server to the S3. We use this storage gateways. The next service is databases. We have a relational database, DynamoDB, and Neptune, Amazon Redshift. These are all the databases we have. We are going to cover that in our course when the database section is coming. Migration and transfers, we are not widely covering this, but somehow we will touch base with that. For example, any company is having their standalone system, and they want to move to the cloud AWS, and there are some migration tools was given to make these jobs easy and to work with it comfortably. And network and connections, this is another important area where we could see network connections, VCP, how we create rules, how we create gateways, how we create the networking between its servers, how we restrict the firewalls, how we restrict the IPs, and all this stuff. We're going to see it in this network area. And developer tools, we're not going to cover this much. This is mostly for the developers, and DevOps sessions will have this. But these are all the areas where developers can use their tools and ideologies. Robotics is the newly introduced one. We are not even covering that in this session. And we have a customer enablement is also there. The other services, we have blockchain. Blockchain is recently introducing. It's a very upcoming technology where people is focusing more on this. We are not much covering on this, but we will create a separate blockchain session for this blockchains. And satellite services, we have quantum technology also. We have more related to the physics stuff, managing and governance, and this is where all audit systems, managing systems, all kind of government regulations will all comes under this area. Media services, we have live data feedings, or taking live in news and everything. The media kind of stuff can be used in the media services. And machine learning is the one. There have a lot of different services in this, and we are not going to cover this, but this is a very interesting session, and we have a different session is created already for the machine learnings, so please do check out for that. Analytics also we are not covering in this session, but analytics is also one of the best thing is currently in the market is going on. This is where all the trends and all kind of investment structures and how the trends is going on and what would be the patterns, everything in any business. They are trying to letting know their business by using the analytics. It's not that they don't know what their business is, but the point is like at what point in time, how much of revenue they are generating, how much of revenue they are losing, what would be their loopholes, and what is the key areas where the people interested in the products. As such kind of information is all the analytics job will do that. Security and identity access management, this is nothing but like who you want to allow your account to be handled, and who you can give this is a complete like security stuff where you can control who can access your account, and you can create what in your account, and you can view what stuff in your account is. Everything can be created through this, and how you secure your account, it's also coming in this one. And today in our section we are going to do this IAM, identity access management, and with that we're going to secure our account, and we'll create a users and group, every stuff will comes under this IAM, identity access management. And SSLs and all other stuff is also falls under this IAMs only. And the mobile services, we have AWS mobile services, and application integration services, AWS cost management. This is where you can see how we can control our billings, how much you're charging, what is your billing charges, billing breakthroughs, how much tax you have to pay, how much the services you have used, and all this stuff you can let know through this cost management stuff area. Customer engagement, this is we're not going to be touched, but we will see how the business, how the support we will get from the AWS in a brief point. And the business applications also, we have work mail stuff you can create like 360, Office 360 for Azure. We have like that. AWS is also having their office supports, and Internet of Things, IoTs. Gaming developers also have these consoles, and end user computing, workspace and documents, or everything can also be stored in this. And this can be viewed in two ways. Like currently we are viewing in a grid way, so that every session will come like this, like compute instance is coming in under one session, storage instance is coming in one session, like that. Or else you can also view in alphabetical way. All the A letters, B letters, and blah 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 stuff will come. And along with that, we have Alexa skills also included in Amazon Web Services. You can develop your Alexa skills. Probably we will see in one of the sessions in our in this course in somewhere. So this is a brief overview of the services, and let's move and secure our account. That is the primary thing which we have to do as soon as we create our account. So yeah, let's go and see how we can secure our account. Go to the IAM services in security and identity access management. Under the IAM, you can see that these are all was showing as an unchecked. Like it's not like showing like this. So as soon as by end of the session, we could see everything would be ticked and it's completed, all the 5 steps. So first we will secure our account by using the multi-factor authentication. Is nothing but like we can your root account, with your root account, as long as you are running with your root account, it is not that safe. There could be like someone might be stealing your passwords, or you might be save your password in your browser and someone might using that and make some stuff or deleted some of your stuff, will cause some problem. So that is the main reason you need to use a multi-factor authentication. That in that way you'd be more secured to use your account. So to manage a multi-factor account, multi-factor authentication, you just click on this manage MFA button, and let's go here, activate your multi-factor authentication. Click on this key. There is a different kind of multi-factor authentications. You can use FTU security key. For that you need to take a subscription with them, and for other RSA tokens would be there. A hardware token would be given to you. On that token there would be a numbers would be displaying on that, and using that numbers you can do that, but these are all a cost involved one. Apart from that, what you can do is, the easy way is download in your Google Play Store. You will find this Google Authenticator app. You can download that and you can use that Google Authenticator app from your mobile phone. It is available for all the Google all the Android users, and I think iOS users is also having that stuff. How does it looks like is like, yeah, it looks like this. It looks like this, as you can see it on my mobile screen now. A Google Factor Authenticator. So you need to download that. As soon as you open this one, it will have display the numbers like this. So let me use that and use continue button, and the QR code would be displayed here. So my suggestion is, always once you see the QR code, take a snapshot of it and save it somewhere else, because as soon as you see that if in case you lost your multi-factor authentication key, so if you want to redo that authentication, then probably you need this QR code. If you have this QR code, you need not to go back to the Google support and ask AWS support and ask for the authentication QR code to release. So I'll use to scan my barcode, and once I open the application, there is a plus button here which I can click on my mobile, and I'll use the scan barcode option. As soon as I scan this one, the account would be displayed like this, and sorry, I need to minimize this as well. Yeah. And the numbers would be displayed here. I need to enter it in this location. The current number is showing for this account is 758804. I need to wait for some time, so by that time it will get refreshed and generate a new number for me, and then I need to enter that number here. Then once this stuff is completed, my activation will be done, so I can use a multi-authentication from next time onwards when I was trying to log in. So the new number got generated here, and assign MFSC code. Yes, I'm done with it, and it's showing my multi-factor authentication is done. If I go to my dashboard, you could see the multi-factor authentication one is got clicked. Create an individual IMS users. The users and groups is the other stuff which we need to cover. User is nothing but, like, currently I'm logged in with the root user, and my ID is showing up like this, where I can change this by using customize my ID and account alias. I can create that. Let me put it in small letters. yes, and create. Sorry, it's not taking this underscores, special characters. As soon as I've changed this, you can see that my URL has been changed. Earlier there was some number on this, but currently it is showing as my alias name. Yeah, so currently I'm logged in as a root user, but every time I cannot give the root users to all my account managers or any other stuff, any other people who is using my account, like Windows administrator or the developers or some other users. I cannot give them a complete account access to them. So for that I create alias users, individual users, and give them the user permissions. For that I need to create on the users, and I need to create add user, and then I will give the name of this user, that AWS admin user. So is a programmatic access. There is a difference between programmatic access and AWS managed console access. Programmatic access will not be for login. So this will generate a key and a key file and a security access key. With that, the applications can use this security access and access key files to connect to the AWS account. And that's it. The applications connectivity purpose only this programmatic access. The program level keys, they can put this in their configuration files and connect to the AWS account. So auto-generated password or customized password, currently I'll go with a customized password, and I'll give it a password to this user. And next step is next, and we can add a tags for that. I can use create a tags, add a user to the group, and company. Okay, for that, before any user is created, we need to create them a group for that. With that only, because every user we cannot give single access levels. Of course we can give that, but it is better way to create a group user and assign that user, assign the user to that particular group. So I'll create a admin group for this. So this admin group have a full access to them, and there are several other policies is listed here. We can also create a policy in our AWS, but these are all the policies. You can check administrator access, we have a policy, and EC2 also we have a EC2 different policies was created to create a EC2, and there is some network policies as well who can which can give to the only network admins, not to the all admins. But for now we need a full access. We need to give our administrator should have a complete access on this account. So if we could see what are all the permissions he have to access this, so these are all. He'll have a full access on billing, he has a full access on everything, backups, creating stuff, EC2s, network configurations, everywhere he has a full access. And this access stuff can be created in JSON. In case like if you are creating the policies also, we need to write this a simple JSON script. In this administrator access, it's giving you the first initial bracket, and after that the version details and statements, open bracket, and effort is allow, and access is star, resource is star. The who, that means all the members on this group have a full action access, as you can see that in the policy summary. So this is simple JSON for creating this user access, and then I'll click on create group. The admin group is got created, and next one is tags. So it is for admin group, so for which department. This is optional, you can give it or not, it's up to you. It's ITO department, and you can add any other keys like this, and I'd say review and launch. AWS administrator is a user was created, and he's a part of the group called admin group, and manage policies. IAM user change passwords is also manage policy. So this is how a user got created, and access ID got created, and you have the access key. As soon as you create the user, download this stuff, download the CSV file which contains that information. Save these files, because once you lose this file, you lost your programmatic access. So as soon as you create that, download the CSV file and store that. So this is how the user is got created, and in the creation of this user process only, we have created a group called admin, and admin group have a administrator access, as you can see that, and you can see it from here as well. If you can go back to our dashboard, you could see that the creating individual user is completed, and creating the group permissions is also completed. Next is apply a IAM password policy. So for every account, all the users in this account should have some password policies. You cannot leave it as a default. And password policies is a set a password policy. Go to the dashboard and apply your IAM policies, and after that, manage password policy. Click on this button, and once you go there, set a password policy is the button which is available by default. Enforce the minimum password character. If you click this one, default characters is 6. You can change it up to 8 or 12, whatever you wish. Why we need to change it minimum 8 means because the hackers in this current world is now easily cracking. They have tools to crack this 6-word password, so it is always recommended to use a 8-word passwords. And what would be the combinations? Required at least 1 uppercase, yes, I'd like to take this. Required at least a 1 lowercase, yes, and required at least 1 number. Special characters, of course, you can use any one of this, or you can skip that. For now, I'm skipping this one. And you can allow your user to change their own password. Yes, they can change their passwords. Passwords expect required administration reset. No, it's not required every time. Enable the password expiry. So 90 days, it's mandatory that everyone should change their password. Password expiry, you can set it to 90 or 30 or whatever the days you want to do that. Prevent password reset. No, that's not the right way to do that. I should give them password reset as soon as they want to do any kind of changes there. So yeah, for now, I'm going to remove this one and save my password changes policies. Go back to dashboard. You can see now all the buttons got ticked. Apart from this, we will create one rule today. With that, how we can see how we can create a rules here. I just go and click on the rules. Now you can see AWS services, another AWS account, and all this. For now, I need to create a rule for an EC2 user. And next, I'll click on next. Then I'll create. This time, I'm not giving them the full access. I'll giving them only the EC2 level access. Amazon EC2 container and registry full access is the one way, and powered user, registry powered user, read-only user. So it's up to you. Like, all the users do not have required a full access level, but for some users you can give some access. That's up to your choice. What kind of access is required, what kind of rules. But further going forward, we will see more about rules on this one and how it's going to work. Or else we can create for API gateways, and we have a storage. Every stuff is available. for now we are taking this EC2 instance stuff, and I'll click on the permissions, then I'll go with S3 access also. You can see that Amazon S3 access, full access permission is there. I'm going to grant this S3 access to this role, and EC2 access also I'm going to give a registry for full access. True access was there. Next it be tags, and this a role is for what kind of users. So department I'm going to enter as an ITO department, should have this access. Then team, then I'll give it to the Unix team. So as you see, all these changes while we are making, we are in a global user, not in any Northern Virginia. IAM roles, if you go to IAM roles back, you could see the Northern Virginia has vanished and you are a global user now. If I go back here, the default version would be come out as a Northern Virginia. So that's another important point you need to remember. The IAM rules is not to any region, it's applicable to the entire account. So let's set up a billing alarm for that. For that we are going to use a CloudWatch service, and we'll create a billing alarm for that, so that if any case, like if it is going for any further beyond than our users, so it will immediately notify us. To do that, we need to click on that, and as of now there is 0 alarms, and insufficient is also 0s, and OK is also 0, and currently we are going to create a billing alarm for our account. So this is ways, and that you have seen that 2 different places you have this billing alarms, but if this will reach to some other session, but the right one, the below, this one is taking to the right billing place where we can create our billing alert. Currency, you can change it to your local currencies as well, and let me change it to Indian rupee, and max period is 6 hours, so that it monitor for every 6 hours monitor time. And there is a static alarm, aunt money alarm, animally is currently is not required for you. The static alarm is the one which we are going to generate, and I'm using that as greater than or equal to the amount which I can create. I'll keep an alarm for 100 rupees. Let me see if I can do it for 10 rupees. And if I click on next, oh yeah, it's getting created for 10 rupees. Also I can create an alarm, select an existing SNAP topic, the alarm is fine, and I need to give the email address here to notify me to which email ID it should update me about the alarm. I have provided my email ID over there, and then I use a next button, alarm name, the EC2, I can give it as an AWS that's where I'm going to keep the alarm stuff, and the alarm is got created. Let me go down here and create alarm. As of now you can see that one alarm is got created, and this will take a bit time because the 6 hours time we have given. So It's currently insufficient data information is given there, and after some time, once it is not it's got created, it will show us the alarm got created. Okay, there is one thing we missed here. We need to create a SNS topic, and we're creating a topic and default CloudWatch alarm type. Now we are going to change this with billing alarm. And again, I need to provide my email address. Okay, invalid notification. The name SNS topic name can be contain only the alphabets characters. Okay. Probably we're good with that. Just then I'll provide my email address here and we'll create the topic. We have created the topic and I just need to do update alarm. Let's go to the dashboard. We can see alarm is created pending confirmation, and it will take some time to get this card confirmation, and I might be receiving a confirmation email. So once I check my email, I need to confirm that in the email. Okay, as soon as you receive that, this is how you could see. This is the confirmation email for the billing. I need to click on this confirm subscription, and the alarm subscription is started here. Let's go back to alarm, and it might take some time to get a refresh and move into the alarm state 1. We refresh the page. It still is an insufficient one. The confirmation topic not found. Have created a topic for this and updated that. Okay, accidentally I have added another one. That is the reason it's not showing it up. And now I need to say next and then update. This time there is no actually showing, but within 6 hours it started getting generated, so it will take some time to create the alarm actually. So for now, this is the all you need to so what we have covered today is the topics, the overview on AWS and the console and the services what currently AWS is supporting, and identity access management. Under the identity access management, the key points would be centralized control of your AWS account. The AWS identity access management is used to centralized control, and you can create the users there, and you can create roles, and you can create the policies of your wish, and you can create the password policies as well, and shared access to your AWS account. So that's how while creating the user, you could see that we can also provide full administrator access, or we can also provide some restricted level access to the users based on their rules. Granular permissions is also, we can provide them the permissions. Identity federations includes the Active Directory. Facebook and LinkedIn is also uses like identity federations. It's like using a single account directly we can use. Also you could see some in some of the sites, you could see in Airbnb or another sites, use your Google account option would be there. So if you are already having a Google account, you can directly log in there with the same user ID and password. So that kind of federations, identity federations, also can be used through IAM. Multi-factor authentication we have said there. So currently to log in my account, I need to give my root password, and along with that I need to give the security codes which is showing in my mobile. And provide a temporary access to the users, devices and the servers. Devices in the sense like we will give a programmatic access to them. Allow you to set your own policy, rotation policy, which we have set like for 8 characters, we have changed to 6 to 8 characters, and we have included what kind of password should be given there. Integrity with any different AWS services. Yes, how you can create, how you can use this programmatic access, we will going to see further in lectures. How we can create the programmatic access and how we will use those programmatic access with the different services like EC2 to S3 service and all other stuff. Okay, supporting PIC and DSS compliance. This compliance is government provided compliance in the United States. So this compliance information is also audited in the AWS identity access management. Creating the users, we have seen their groups, policies and roles. We have seen in our lecture how we can create them, how we can use them. And IAM is an universal, does not apply to any region. You can see that as soon as we go to the IAM policy, the region will automatically change to the global. This root account is simply the account created when the first time you set up your AWS account, and for that you need to create an additional security as well. New users have no permissions when first time it is created, unless he is not applied to any role or any policies. By default, new users do not have any kind of permissions. New users are assigned to the access key ID and security access key ID when the first time it is created. That we have shown that though, and it has to be stored as soon as you create the user. Once you lost your access identity, access key or security access key, then you need to properly delete that user and recreate and generate those IDs. Or else once you lost, it will be lost. No one will have the track record of those IDs. Those are not the same as password. You cannot use the access key and security key to log in, which I have already discussed. That can only to view these those ones. If you lost them, you will not have written, okay, this is the already I'm repeating it multiple times. Allow you to set up a multi-factor authentication, that we have seen that you can create a customization on your own password policies rules, which we already done that. And then we created the billing alarm as well. These are all the stuff we have covered in this session. So with next session I'm soon going to come in. There we can discuss on S3 storage and different type of storages, return policies and all that stuff. For now, bye bye, see you.